What's going on, people?
Hello.
This is the film review. Movies, music, culture, and whatever else comes to our minds. I'm Crazy Dee.
Tracey.
And we're the husband and wife team who, riding around in the car, review films.
Reminds you of who? Neil Zerker, One Tank Trip?
Yeah, Neil Zerker, the One Tank Trip. Yes, sir, Bob.
The reporter in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. He drove around from different places to places and gave reviews and visited different towns and cities within Ohio.
And why did they call it One Tank Trip? Just to let people know, you're giving that history.
Because on one tank of gas, he was able to accomplish interviewing people, doing reviews, visiting different places, all within one tank on one episode. So he did it all in one episode on one tank.
There and back. That's right.
So keeping the Ohio tradition alive.
That's right. So we do our thing, you know what I mean? Because we come from Cleveland, Ohio, and but that's besides the point. Besides the point. We're here in Las Vegas, and we review movies as a husband and wife team. Just to give you a little background there. Okay, so what did we go to see today? You may ask yourself as I populate this post here. Make sure that y'all check this out and share this on your pages and let people know that we are on. What did we go to see today? We went to go see The Meg. Yes, sir. Let me tell you something. Where are they? Look at this. This is MC take, and this is my take. But anyway, listen.
They actually worked, unlike other 3D films.
These right here are actually 3D glasses. That's right. And guess what? The 3D actually worked.
It's amazing.
They used to say back in the day when you wore glasses that for some reason the 3D wouldn't work. With this film, that is totally dispelled. Right. You will get the 3D experience. Yep. Remember 3D used to have the glasses, and it had the green lens and the red lens, and you would sit up there, and then if you ever took the glasses off, you would see that it was a blurred image, and then somehow the two lenses made the 3D. However, this is not your grandpappy's 3D. I will tell you that. Now, we've been to a lot of 3D films, in the later years of us, in our 20s and our 30s, and the technology didn't work. Right? The last time that a real good 3D movie worked for me was Friday the 13th. Part 3 in 3D. And when he shot the arrow gun, I mean, that looked like it was coming right at you and you were right there. But I think nowadays they don't have necessarily things coming directly at you, because maybe somebody might be chewing on some popcorn or a raisin nut or something, and they might, so they don't have actually come right at you. But the Friday the 13th, that was incredible. And so when you see it on TV today and you see the arrow gun come out, and you're like, why does it come in the middle of the screen for those who are under a certain age? Why does it come at the screen? And why are these things look like they're trying to come at you, but they really don't? It's because originally it was in 3D. So, they were making it special. And during that time, those were the 2-color lens glasses. Look up 3D when you get a chance to put it in your memory bank if you're of a certain age and you never experienced it, and then you'll see the funny colored glasses that were made out of paper, and the lenses were made out of basically cellophane, clear cellophane. Okay, so now, the Meg.
Right.
All right, so it stars
Jason Statham.
That Lee Bong Bong.
Lee Bang Bang.
Bong Bong. Look it up. Lee Bong
And then
Bong.
a legend in film, Charleston Chow.
That's right. You see him in like a lot of the Asian, the Chinese movies, because this is, now you remember when the shakeup happened in Hollywood and the exec from Sony, the female exec from Sony was found out to be saying that black films don't sell overseas, and of course she was booted out when the hackers hacked in and pressed that out to the people, right? And so, you know, the Japanese studios are taking over. Like when we saw the previews, the new Godzilla movie is coming. Mothra is in it. Megalodon is in it. You know, those creatures, for those who remember the Godzilla movies when it was the man in the plastic suit. But those were great movies. Used to come on Saturday mornings.
Bing Bing Lee.
Bing Bing Lee. That's right. We want to make sure we have the names right. We reversed the names.
The visual effects were like really great, crystal clear.
The things look like from the opening. They have like because you're underwater in the very beginning of the film, and the underwater bubbles and the matter that's in the water looks like it's coming right at you, and that is great. So it is definitely worth the ticket price to go see the film.
Yeah, because I was wondering, I was like, oh, is it gonna be like Jaws? But it was really good. It's, you know, a different storyline, you know, different than Jaws, but it was really good.
Yeah, it didn't take that long because you pretty much know the premise,
right?
And it is Jaws meets action thriller. Right. Jaws was a thriller, kind of like a horror thriller, because the creature, which was a shark, a great white, was the creature, and they had to set it up and introduce you to it. But this, you already have the concept, plus Sharknado has been out, and so you have the concept of the shark attack movie. What's interesting about this movie,
plus it could be also considered a summer movie, like something for the entire family, maybe for like teenagers, or kids in middle school would enjoy it, because it's full of action and no nudity, no profanity. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What's interesting about the film is on the other side of it, like I was talking about the studios, and the Japanese studios have basically taken over the helm, I would say. You know, they're not saying it, but we can see from the previews of the films that are coming out, like they have that one called the Crazy Rich Asians or something, that cost $40 million to make, but so far it's only grossed
like 20 something.
20.
But that was a couple of days ago, so it might have met its goal.
Yeah, 20 million, and they said it's just taking over the airway, taking over the thing, and that's not true. If you're not selling the tickets and it's less, you're making less to make, because then that would mean that A Birth of a Nation would be considered a blockbuster then, right? Because it would only cost 10 to make, and it had made almost that back, but they said that was a flop. But here's something that cost $40 million to make, and they said it's only 22 million that it made, but it's taking over. That's not true.
Yeah,
but anyway, so that's not true.
Yeah, you all would like this film.
Yeah, you're gonna like this film. But do you remember, or you should go research, remember the Jewish people ran Hollywood back in the 30s and the 40s, and they would put out Catholic films, and they would talk about the Catholic priest, Bing Crosby, Going My Way, things like that. And so even though the Jewish people organized Hollywood, they would use Catholicism as the main religious stint, and that would be what would be considered the chosen religion, even though we know now what was going on with boy love and all that, and the alkalites and all that. But so this is the same thing that I'm supposing now with now this is just speculation now, but the Japanese studio owners are now, instead of using necessarily Japanese, they know that in this market, within America, first there was the kung fu flick, right? You know, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, all of the Run Shaw, the Shaw Brothers films, the Golden Harvest films. They know that they were popular, especially in the black community, because when White Flight happened, the theaters still had to run, so they started bringing in what they call blaxploitation. We've talked about that before. And the kung fu flick, like back in Cleveland, there was the Scrumpty Dunk. Okay, for those who remember that. Now, so this is what I'm supposing and speculating, that the Japanese, because they know that that's popular, and then the Cub, the Samurai and Cub series, they were good, and the Japanese martial arts films with the samurais were good, and they were real bloody and stuff, but they didn't take off as much as the kung fu flicks did here in America. So they deal with the Chinese thing, and so I'm saying that the Japanese have pretty much taken over the American studios, and now they're pushing Chinese themed movies through. So as you're going to see, what's going to happen is they're going to start moving out the white female, and they're going to start pushing the Chinese female in action roles. And this is what happened in this film. Now we're getting down to the politics of the film. First off, the black character that's in the film, who is very intelligent, just like in Jurassic World.
Right, he was
very intelligent. Did the computer thing, but he was scary throughout the whole film. He did do some heroic things,
right,
but after he did heroic things, they had to show where he quite didn't measure up to the white and Asian characters as far as bravery. It was more like happenstance that he did what was brave. So that is a trope, and a stereotypical trope that are in all of these films that are considered diversity films, where there's diversity. And we've talked about diversity, and go back to our earlier reviews of films, where you will see diversity and what diversity actually means. And so he's there, and he's not, he's not productive as far as a action hero. Okay, he's there. Okay, so now at the end of the film, there's a scene where there's some waving going on, and you need to see the waving going on. And I hope and pray that the brothers do not get indoctrinated by what the Japanese Hollywood is getting ready to put out, where they put the Asian woman up front as the sex symbol, and that's better than whatever. It's better than they're moving when you watch this film, they're moving the white woman out and they're putting the Asian woman in. So do not be indoctrinated by this. So now I laid all that framework to say this. It's interesting to see where in Jaws it was all Caucasians being ate by the shark. So it's very interesting to see a situation. They were at Sanya Sanya Bay in China.
Right.
And it's a place, a swimming place. It's a beach. It's a beach. And so it was very interesting to see Asians getting munched. And what's funny is the film is in English, but then when the dramatic scenes came up between the Asian characters, they spoke in, I guess it's Cantonese. It's either Cantonese or Mandarin. I don't know which one is the country and which one is the city, but it was either Mandarin or Cantonese. So they speak in that and you get subtitles. So we will give you that. That's not a spoiler. That's just that because we're not giving you the plot of the film. Other than it's a good film. It's good. It's good. It's entertaining to see, but be aware of the stereotypical tropes that they have put in the film, and be able to brush that off and keep it moving and say, hey, that's all right. Okay, so now we talked about the 3D.
And it's fast paced.
And we talked about the politics. And let's talk about the action in the film.
Yeah, excellent action. Jason Statham, of course, he led the cast.
No kung fu this time.
It was full of action, right?
No, he's fighting a shark.
Yeah.
So it's no it's none of that.
Yeah, it was really good.
And it was really good, and he brings it forth, and of course they have to have a love story in the middle of trying not to be munched by a shark.
Right.
And the new thing on screen is the love affair.
Shanine said Mandarin is North China, Cantonese is in Hong Kong.
Okay, Hong Kong. So Cantonese is what they were speaking then, because that's the city. Okay. Thank you, Shanine.
From Javon. Thank you, Javon.
Okay. So the new love interest on the screen is between European American and Asian woman. That's going to be the new push on the screen, and they're going to show brothers trying to follow the lead. So that's very interesting in the middle of all this that we see happening. The action, excellent, moving through it. You know what I mean, from the very beginning. But then, as all films have that are trying to do a little much, there is some doldrums. There is a doldrum period in it where you say, okay, they didn't show us everything. Let's get to the climax. And they set you up for the climax. And then the climax comes, and this is a large shark. It's larger than whales, than the largest whale. This is a prehistoric animal. You saw the preview, so that's not a spoiler. They talk about that in the previews. This is a large shark, and the human is like this little, and the shark is like this big. And somehow in the end, well, you will have to wait to go see the end. But it's a good movie, a great movie to go see for action. I just wish that the Japanese studios wouldn't still keep on doing the same thing that the Jewish studios did concerning black people in film. And that's why it's very important for us to be in film, to tell our stories and leave out those tropes about waving at people, and put in the real of what's happening, that there is black love out there. And that's what we will say about that. So now, what would you rate the film?
I mean, I would give it like a 5-6.
5-6, that's right. Yeah. It's escapism, and because of those tropes, I will give it a 4.5, 5. Okay. Just because of those tropes. But for escapism and mindless enjoyment, it's just that we happen to be aware of what's going on. Right. And when we see things, we're like, here we go again. But for mindless entertainment and something where you can root for the hero, is worth seeing. Right. So I give it a 4.5, 5. My wife gives it a 5, 6. Yep. It's not like how Panther was, that not only did you get the action, but you got great acting. Not only did you get
it's called the movie's called Mega.
The Meg.
Yeah.
MEG.
Yeah.
Like JPEG.
And if you look it up under Mega also, it'll still come up.
It'll still come up.
Yeah.
Right. But, it's not like Panther, where Panther had the action and the CGI, right, and they had great acting and the romantic love story.
Well, nothing compares to Panther. Okay. But this is okay. It was good.
Oh, yeah. One more thing,
it was entertainment.
Okay, one more thing. We saw some films that we're going to be reviewing. Now, if you follow our previous posts, we're talking about the films that we're going to see during the summer, when the summer first started.
Right.
But they have a couple of more films that I just jotted down. I jotted in my notebook here on my phone. And Hunter Killer, we're going to be going to see that film. And then Predator is coming out, and it has black people. All these films have black people in the cast. So thus and so, we're going to see this film. Hopefully there aren't, those, I will say, bigoted tropes. I'm going to call them bigoted tropes. Hopefully not bigoted tropes. And Overlord. We're going to see that film because it's great. Oh, yes. Robin Hood is coming.
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Yes, right. And I believe that Jamie Foxx is playing Friar Tuck, I believe. Okay. I believe that he is Friar Tuck because he's the one who actually, in the previews, there's no mystery to that, he's the one that actually trains Robin Hood, just kind of like how it really is. Right. He trains Robin Hood to steal from the rich and give to the poor. So we want to give this. Now, the social part of the Meg, the social responsibility part of the Meg, the film was about the environment and disturbing the ecosystem, which brings about death to human beings because we disturb ecosystem. We don't believe in leaving Mother Nature alone, and we don't believe in the protecting the environment. That is the meaning of the film, and that's what happens. And because of that, there are repercussions, and thus you have to go into savior mode. And that's what the film means. That's the bigger meaning of the film. So that's it. Don't forget, for the people who are in Vegas, our program K Hemp, that's 18.6 digital antenna ears, the first black-owned TV station in Las Vegas. I'm the PD. And then Brian Harris, shout out to him because he's the innovator who said we're going to have a station and we're going to launch it in August. And we bring the content. And also you'll see us on Bop TV from out of Atlanta. You get your Roku set. So you go into Roku and you search for BOP TV, Bop TV. That's Black on Purpose Television. And you'll be able to see us there. And then, of course, Lordland Films on YouTube. Just type in Lordland Films and it comes up. Or lordlandfilms.com, it comes up. Or Crazy Dee it comes up. And so that's about it for now. We'll be back with another review soon, because there are so many movies to see. And we broke away to see this one, and so we told you about it. So go see it, enjoy it, and we love all those who are sending the love out to us. We're sending love back to you.
And happy birthday again to Lynn.
That's right.
We love you.
That's right, Lynn. We sent you that birthday gift. We appreciate you. And so stay tuned. We will be back for more. They can't hold us down. Just when they thought they did, we find a way around it. So stay tuned for that. And we're signing off. This has been another go ahead.
Another movie review.
That's right. The film review, movies, music, culture, and whatever else comes to our minds. Gone.